Women have always been powerful. Throughout history, we've been pedaling, running, and climbing our way to that unique freedom that only movement outdoors can bring. Let's keep inspiring each other. Join me each month as I talk to inspiring women who quietly get on with their everyday lives whilst doing amazing things in nature.
So I thought what would be good to do first off is for just because people might be watching this who don't know you to just
Mhm.
introduce yourself and say a little bit about you and your passion and
Yeah.
the year ahead.
Kind of starting off, I'm based out of Colorado. I've been cycling now consistently for about 6 years. But I had a bunch of previous experience racing and cycling. Um, oh my gosh, like 16, 15 years ago is really when I first got into cycling. And I did a little bit of racing back on the East Coast of the US. And now I picked racing back up kind of around COVID and really got into cycling full time. Well, not full time, as much as one can do when they are still working full time. But it's looking like it's going to be a really busy year. I actually have my first race coming up mid South down in Oklahoma in 2 weeks,
I know
two and a
it's
half
come around
weeks.
quickly.
Um, oh wow, no, it really is 2 weeks. Um, so probably likely sticking with the 100 miler there, and then my next race of the season will be sometime in April.
I can see the
Doing a race in Western Colorado. Um, so yeah. And then, of course, on my list, as always, and has been, as my friends like to say, May, you're doing Leadville. And I'm like, I wasn't planning on it, but yes, I am. So I've got Leadville, I've got the Leadville stage race. I'm sure I'll do Silver Rush just because I'm a glutton for pain.
yeah.
And I love doing those really hard high altitude races.
Mm,
Um, but
yeah.
lots of fun races and just having fun on the bike is kind of always the main goal.
Well, yeah, but I think there's a little competitive streak in you.
Yeah, that never left me, unfortunately, from my gymnastics background.
Yeah.
Kind of having a little bit of team aspect in there, and then individually being able to judge yourself, kind of, and see where you've grown and what you've worked on, where you've made your gains. And oh, other really kind of to bring in a team aspect to this, I was accepted onto the Mosaic Factory off-road team, which it's the first year of it, so I'm not really sure how that's all gonna work out, but I have a custom to me tie frame being built up, which I'm super stoked to be able to build out and hopefully use, some of our sponsorships parts for.
Yeah, get some of those Schwalbe tires on them.
Yeah, we'll get Schwabi. We've got Physique.
You've got your
So
physics
yeah.
saddle coming, you've got your Schwalbe tyres. So you're going to have a fabulous bike, physics saddle, Schwalbe tyres, and some tail fin luggage as
Yeah.
well.
And what's super cool is having a custom bike made for me. Like I can have them attach and put the attachments on for whatever mounts I want. So I'm really excited to have kind of an all around um, gravel bike that I can use for whatever and will also be stunning and beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. And yours, individual to
Yeah,
you.
and mine. And, to have a bike that's, being a smaller human and a shorter person, it's really hard to find bikes that work really well. Like I think it's one of those things where I've made a lot of bikes work for me and, you know, having the bike kind of be custom with, making sure there's enough clearance in there for my toes with the tires, and just like small little detail things to really help make that bike so much easier for me to use, I think will be really, really cool and interesting to see how that goes and how that can help also increase, my prowess on the bike.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain amount of watts to be gained from having a good bike fit, from having even
Hmm.
the right saddle just for comfort can increase endurability. So definitely, I mean, one of the questions that I was going to ask you was just what what difference you think having good kit in general makes for you?
Having a good kit this year, like I've never really cycled through the winter months. And granted, Colorado hasn't been a super wintry month.
Yeah.
Apologize, coffee machine's cleaning.
Oh, that's well,
Um,
wish ours would do it automatically. That'd be great.
the fancy houses I get to stay in. Having a good cycling kit, like I've never really ridden in the winter, and so realizing that yes, the first 5 minutes is cold, and then like beyond that, like having a good kit, I've got one of the really great wind layers. I don't remember what it is, but it's got a little bit of insulation on the inside, and it's definitely been my go-to piece, whether I'm going out and I'm walking like very active dog, so it's more of a run. Or I'm on the bike and I'm starting out, and it can definitely be a little bit cold at first. And then, like, within 5 minutes, I'm almost like, I actually don't need this layer. So, having those warm tights and the nice base layers from Pedaled, like, has made cycling in the winter possible for me, where, like, I used to just kind of be a baby and a wimp about it and be like, I'm really cold and I don't want to go out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So having really good fitting, and just having pieces that fit really well is super helpful too,
Mhm.
because like I've definitely had, the chamois that like for whatever reason they do not work, and I wear them, and then sometimes you get desperate and you get to the, you haven't done laundry and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to wear that chamois.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip my workout and do laundry.
Yeah.
um, so, definitely having those good fitting pieces like that are comfortable and keep you warm, like have definitely extended my ability to be able to train outside this season when the roads are clear of ice, because that's the scary part.
Yeah, yeah, and it's always a balance, isn't it? But I agree. I think having kit that will keep you warm and kit that's comfortable, you don't want a chamois that's catching on your saddle because it's just a bad fit, and you don't want to just feel like you're sitting on a something really lumpy or something that's just not good for you. So it makes a big difference for sure. So it's great that the kit's working for you. Um, and yeah, as you say, that's Pedal Edge that have provided that, isn't it? So good
Yeah.
work. And if it's getting you outside, that's even better, isn't it? That's
Yeah, which luckily we finally got some snow, so we haven't been riding outside. So it's been those 3-hour trainer rides inside, but you know,
yeah. I'm quite
mental
impressed
toughness.
with your 3 hour training rides, for sure.
I actually
Um,
kind of like them.
do you? In a way
I
that
do.
doesn't surprise me, given how I've
I,
gotten to
and
know you.
it's been super helpful with the Olympics. Like the Olympics being able to be on and putting like the ski racing on,
Yeah,
that definitely helps. But like, I don't know, it's a great way to like toil away 3 hours of the day.
yeah,
I just
yeah,
go into work and I'm absolutely brainless, but that's okay. It's a restaurant job.
yeah, yeah. You just need to know how to smile, really. Yeah. Um, so the other thing that I was going to ask you, switching about a bit here, was just what attracted you to the scholarship in particular?
Yeah, so the scholarship looked like a great opportunity to see where I could grow my cycling, because I've been training pretty much like on my own, and kind of doing my own programming. Um, And I've kind of felt, I had two Leadville results that I think are, my last two Leadville results have maybe a minute of difference in the finish time. So I kind of feel like I've hit this point of like, well, I've gotten myself here and I don't know if I can continue to push myself further. And so I started talking and looking at, different coaching programs. And then I happened to see, the scholarship with Endurance Bike and Run pop up. And this seems to be the year of why not take the risk on myself and maybe, like other people, if I don't believe in myself first, other people can't believe in me. So I applied and I'm beyond grateful to be working with you guys and to be working with you, Claire. I don't know. I definitely noticed some changes so far, but I'm really excited to just kind of see how being a little bit more focused and having somebody they're able to kind of help lead me through this, and especially navigating the month of June for me is going to be really key. Just kind of having somebody there in my corner being like, it's okay. Just like if you can get on your bike for 30 minutes this week, you'll be okay. Like, we're not gonna, just kind of having that guidance and just kind of, at different points being my cheerleader, at other points being like, hey, like now's the time to put in the work, and just kind of helping me navigate and structure workouts between my races, around my races, and helping me schedule things with work,
Yeah.
because my work life gets busy come summertime.
Yeah, I mean, you are busy. I think
You haven't seen busy yet.
yeah. I was just going to say, I think you are you are, it's part of you, isn't it, to be busy. It's part of your personality to have lots of things to do. And there's good sides and bad sides to that. You get things done. Boy, do you get things done. It's also about managing that energy balance, isn't it? Especially when things get
Yeah.
really busy and you work. It's sometimes physical because you're working as a landscape gardener, and just managing all that. And sometimes just thinking, well, I've put in some good work when things were quieter. I'm still active, and if I get on, as you say, if you get on that bike for that 30 minutes, then that's enough.
Mm.
You're not going to lose fitness overnight. You're not going to lose it in a week, but you can get very, very tired in a week if you overdo it. We've talked about the gear. You've mentioned the coaching. The other thing that I just wanted to ask you is about nutrition and what difference you think having the right nutrition makes for your training and your racing. The racing's to come, isn't it? So maybe that's not something to comment on now.
On nutrition, it's really important to have like good nutrition for the training and beforehand. So having, good, what works for me generally is having kind of a gel product. Eversecond has been one that I've used, and it's worked really well for me. And then I also really prefer to do something that's got electrolytes in my bottles, especially when I'm doing those longer training rides inside. And then, I've been doing a little bit of solid food while I'm doing my indoor rides as well, which has kind of helped, but it's also really important come race day, like to kind of train the way you're racing. And so making sure like I've got some of those gels as well as using, what I'm going to use on race day during those longer training sessions just kind of helps train my gut and prepare my stomach for that. Because if anything kind of comes up in those longer training sessions or even just a regular one, I can at least take notice of it and be like, okay, is it the product? Did I not mix it right? I'm classically known for mixing my electrolytes a little heavy, which is odd because I'm not a super salty sweater. But I sometimes like them to taste saltier. versus sweet. But, nutrition's definitely one of my struggling points. So it's been really great to have, guidance and Never Second there to kind of help support me and use those products and start, using them before I'm racing instead of, being like, hey, system, we're going to use this and it's kind of all we've got because it's race day and, you know, there aren't other options. And it's also really great because Never Second's been a product that I've actually used off and on for several years because unfortunately my system doesn't always like consistency in my products. So sometimes I have to switch up which specific product I use, or I have to stop using something altogether.
I know that one of your strategies for your early morning rides is to just stuff that gel down your shorts and make sure that even if mid-session, if you have a bike, then you've got something there to just top things up and carry on.
Yeah, even during my cycling training classes that I take, I kind of actually, even if I don't really feel like I need it, I also kind of try to, about 15 to 20 minutes into it, whenever we get our first, like after the warm up and after kind of the first block, if we've got at least more than a 2-minute break, or recovery zone, I try to take in another gel, just so that way my body's like, okay, this is like the normal, so that way it gets used to it.
The only thing that I would add is that one of the things that attracted us to you as a scholar, because there were a lot of you applying, was this fact that, I mean, obviously you're an accomplished cyclist and there's real potential there, which we saw, but also that you come in from a very ordinary background. This isn't like a privileged person who's got tons of money to throw at something. You're working really, really hard to support your sport. And obviously we wanted to be able to help you in that, number one, but also I think, you represent a lot of women, I think, who are, just working really, really hard to balance everything, to balance, job, and to balance the money coming in, and to balance the fact that you want to do all these rides and that you want to train hard. And it's not easy. It's not easy to get it all right, I don't think, all the time. So
No.
for us, we are delighted to be in your corner.
Having someone who's in it with you can make a real big difference to how consistent you are with your training and also to how you complete your event. At Endurance Bike and Run, we've got years of experience of working with women, helping them to achieve that big idea. So if you'd like some help and support, you can contact me at clare@enduranceBikeandRun.com. That's CLARE @enduranceBikeandRun.com, or you can check out our coaching services at enduranceBikeandRun.com. We have group training programs as well as one-to-one coaching options.